Jesus Christ!
What the fuck is it with movie studios nowadays? It seems like almost every movie studio is trying to compete with Disney by trying to pump out blockbuster after blockbuster in an effort to steal some of their revenue and get people into movie theatres. It's a competitive marketplace of surreal proportions, spending hundreds of millions of dollars on a project in the hope that you can earn it all back, plus some profits in the long run. But what pisses me off more and more is the movie industry's complete lack of creativity when it comes to these movies. They all try to make something that's the next action-packed adventure that you can just switch off and drool all over yourself for the next 2 hours. And that's where this monstrosity comes in. Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. Really, Paramount? This is what you're going for? Another Transformers movie? I thought the franchise had run its course after the first 3 movies and then beaten to a pulp with the even shittier sequels, but it seems like you really can milk some more from a worn out franchise in the end. Transformers Rise of the Beasts plotline goes a little something like this. Returning to the action and spectacle that have captured moviegoers around the world, Transformers Rise of the Beasts will take audiences on a 90s globe-trotting adventure and introduce the Maximals, the Predacons, and Terrorcons to the existing battle on Earth between Autobots and Decepticons. Fucking great. More giant robots fighting giant robots, with some teenage kids caught up in the middle of it. How fucking original. It's almost like the writers of these franchises just hit copy and paste every time they're hired to write the sequel or spin-off to any of these fucking movies. The trailer looks like the most generic, boring and dull as shit action movies I've ever seen. From looking at the trailer alone, I can already figure out the main plot points. The teenager is going to be a fish out of water character, a coward and with nothing going for him, and I can guarantee you that he'll have some crush on one of the female characters in the film. Then some Transformers will show up and he's swept up into the action against his will because there's some secret threat to humanity or some shite, and he has to step up and help the good Transformers save the world. Really exciting stuff, as you can see. Already I can tell there's going to be the same usual shite as in all of the other Transformer movies. Pointless action, a mandatory chase sequence of some kind, a weak male protagonist because it's 2022, and a quippy female side character who's probably going to be more annoying than any help along the journey. And I can bet it's all going to culminate in some over-the-top generic battle scene in an unspecific landscape, because how else are we supposed to finish a movie nowadays? The point I'm making here is that these movies keep on pumping out the same old shite again and again, and they really think that they're going to work. Isn't the definition of insanity doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results?
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for them.
Now, maybe it will make a profit, but if I was a betting man, I'd rather take my chances on producing 10 indie films instead of one giant blockbuster like this. But then again, it's not really about the movie anymore, is it? It's about selling the merchandise to go along with them. And fuck me, Transformers is just a bottomless pit when it comes to those action figures. The overall feeling I get from these films is that they're not films at all. Instead, they're just commercials for whatever products they can brainwash kids into wanting from their parents. It's cheap and sneaky, and all in all, it's fucking capitalist nonsense. It really seems like these studios don't make movies for the art of it anymore. And where does that leave prospective movie makers like myself trying to get their first feature film off the ground? I'll tell you where. Fucking nowhere. Because like it or not, the industry is changing, and this is what we're getting. Instead of nuanced dramas about people rising up against the odds and making a difference, we're getting blockbuster after blockbuster, designed to just kill a few hours of your life and not make you actually feel anything at all. It's all cheap thrills and with absolutely no substance whatsoever. I really wish other movie studios would take a step back from all this and consider exploring other avenues of movie making. Yeah, you might not be able to compete with Marvel or Disney when it comes to getting people into theatres, but why not focus on smaller films with a deep emotional soul and a narrative that actually connects with the human audience? Why not try and make something that still has people thinking about it more than 20 minutes after they've walked out of the cinema? Why not make something that might help us understand our place in the world? Why not make something that might actually make a difference to someone's life? Instead, we just get robot fights robot. Now, I don't know if this film will be any good, but if I was a betting man, I would say it'll fall firmly into the shite category for me, as I'm sure it will for a lot of other people. But that doesn't really matter to movie executives nowadays, as long as they can make their money back and have people consume the product. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. We'll catch up again soon.